everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I hope life is treating you well. I know it is for me. I just wanted to, take this time to reflect and just talk about where I am in my journey up until this point. Life, pretty much since November of 2019, has been a series of various transitions for me. The biggest one happened a year ago when I relocated back to my hometown. I kind of left everything that I had built up, everything that I had known for 18 years of adulthood, if you will. And I just had to step out on faith and I had to do things for myself. Y'all see my little doggy at the bottom. That's Coltrane. He goes everywhere with me. Um, but I had to get to a point to where when everything was surrounding me and just seeing how it was going, how it was transforming me into a person or putting me in a space of unrecognizability. That might not be a word. If it is, let me roll with it. And what I mean by that is just like the person that I was at that point, like who I had become, how I ended up getting there. Like I honestly had no idea. But now looking back at where I am, I do have the idea. There are times in life where we just go through life and we may not realize that in just going through life, that's called existing. Existing is something that, even though it's not guaranteed, it is the very basic level of expectation. It's the very basic level of just being. It is the very basic level of how you see your world around you and your desire to achieve the things that you want. For me, I had never been that type of person, but somehow I got there. Like I thought life was grand. I thought everything was copacetic, as I like to say. And it was to a certain extent, but it wasn't for me. And I did not realize that. I did not let those feelings truly come in and rise to the surface and show their true self so that I could address it and figure out what I needed to do. So I know what life is like to live according to other people's standards. How they want you to look, how they want you to dress, the way that you talk, the things that you eat, your preferences, your likes, your dislikes, your hobbies, parenting styles, the list goes on, right? And I've always been the type of person who's easy to talk to. So I can relate to like understanding how other people feel, and I can be sympathetic and empathetic to that. But for me, there was another level additional to that. I was adaptable to what other people thought, how they felt. And it's almost like subconsciously. Like I didn't realize that I had gotten, so far down the rabbit hole of other people's lives, other people's expectations, that I stopped living my own. And I said living because I wanted to put in that designation between living and actually existing. Existing is to just be, it's to just go through without much effort, without much drive, without much desire. Like it's just being cool with the way things were. Living is striving for the type of life that you want to have, the type of things that you want to be able to possess. It is the intention behind existing. So existence plus intention equals living. I don't know, I might get that tattooed on me. But that's how I've always been. But when I settled into this rut of just, being around people who were just existing with the bare minimum, that became enough for me. Like I had my own desires, I had my own wishes, and as long as like those were being fulfilled to a certain extent, it was cool. But only in the beginning. So fast forward to now, I'm a year later into like what I call really my own chapter of my own life. And what I mean when I say that, I have relocated back to my hometown, Tulsa, T-Town, what up? Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it's just me. If you've looked at any of the previous videos, you know I have a daughter. I am on social media, so I've talked about her quite a bit. And she's still in Houston with her dad. She's not here with me now. But that does not mean that I don't have the desire for her to be with me. I had to settle into a space of understanding that I needed isolation as a means of preparation for me to shake off what had formed on me, to build up a resistance and a way to repel any sort of energy that does not need to be attracted to me. And I needed to stop attracting energy that does not need to come my way. I am a firm believer, especially in this season of transition, where energy elevates and changes energy. We are all energy. We are all putting out some sort of frequency, some sort of call, some sort of indicator to say, all right, this is the type of energy that I allow around me. This is the type of energy that I want around me. This is the type of energy I'm looking for. Because what you look for is what you end up finding. Or this is the type of energy that I'm cool with. Being cool with a certain type of energy surrounding you, that's existing. So I had to understand, one, how I got myself to the point prior to transition and transformation. I was that type of person. I was cool with having certain types of energy around me. And to a varying degree, that included my daughter as well. I am a very honest person. My daughter would drive me crazy. She would literally stress me out. I have this headband on now, so you can't see all my grays that I have that she is giving me. And I told her she has like one side of my head that if it's gray, oh, that's Layla. But I had to do that for me because, like I said earlier in the video, I know what it's like to live life for other people. I know what it's like to help other people. I know what it's like to grow other people. I know what it's like to put up with other people's mess. I know what it's like to invest myself in other people's mess. I know all of that. But what is life like for me? That's the one question that I never questioned. That's the one question that never quite made it to the surface until when everything happened in 2019 to set this whole season, period, whatever you want to use it, of transition off, of transformation off. I owe that solely to one of my best friends. She told me about, she had been in my journey, had been there with me through my journey. So she saw it all. She heard from me. She knew how I was feeling, and she knew my heart. She knew that I wasn't happy. She knew that I'm not the type of person to just complain. Like if I'm talking about something and I'm talking about it several times, then it is an issue. So she told me about a simple prayer that when life got to that point for her, that she would always pray. And so I took heed and I prayed it. And when I prayed it, and keep in mind, like I said, this is November of 2019. When I prayed it with the conscious mindset of focusing on one thing. And it was my relationship at that time, my marriage at that time. And even though I prayed it with that focus, man, so many other things were illuminated, broken loose, brought to the surface, made clear that I never, ever thought about putting into a field of vision for prayer like that. But when your intentions about something are good, when they're pure, when you're being the person that you are and you're accepting of where you are at that moment in life, and you just say, I need you. I don't know what this is. I don't know how much longer it's going to go on. I don't know what to do about it. But Lord, I need you right here in this very moment. Like, looking at it now, it makes the sermon series going on currently for Transformation Church, Here is Holy, it makes it hit home 1000% more, because in that moment, I was praying to move beyond that moment. As Pastor Todd said, I was praying to get to there without acknowledging there was a whole lot of work, there was a whole lot of feelings, there was a whole lot of emotions, there was a whole lot of me that I not only had to let go of, but I had to grab a hold of. I may have to do that in a whole different video to give full explanation. But what I mean by that is I had to let go of the things that like weren't forming me, that weren't molding me, that weren't shaping me. And I had to get back to me. So me relocating back to Tulsa by myself, the Lord opened some doors for me to be able to do so financially and with housing and all that stuff. And it honestly just worked out for itself. Like, I moved into my apartment pretty much sight unseen, and everything about it has been amazing. It's the perfect amount of space. Color scheme is very simple. Pretty much all my furniture fit. I had to, maneuver some of the bigger pieces into different rooms and stuff like that. But everything that I came down with, everything that I decided to come from Houston to Tulsa with, I was able to bring it. I even have a curio cabinet in my dining room. Like, there's no way that would have happened without him making moves on my behalf. Financially speaking, everything has transitioned, but I feel like it's in a good place of settlement. I am making the money that I need to make. No, it is not what I used to make. And I had to sit with that. It's just like, am I crazy? Like, who goes from one higher pay level to a lower one? One who's stepping out on faith and believing that the Lord will provide and that he will make a way. And that for me, even though I stepped into a lower pay grade, this is the reset before the upset, okay? Because I'm coming back. And the job that I have now, I'm in a management position. They value my opinion, decisions, my insight, all of that. I am working with the residents of my apartment complex community. I am putting on my life coach hat from time to time and just like, figuring out where they're coming from, what it is that they truly need. And then if I am truly capable of facilitating the assistance that they need. And 9 times out of 10, I am. Sometimes they just need somebody to listen to them. Sometimes they just need somebody to understand, hey, like, COVID is still going on. I done got COVID. I can't work, this, that, and the third, and that's why I can't pay my rent. Okay, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it's still a business. I can't let my own personal outweigh the needs of the business. Otherwise, I won't have a job. But I appreciate it because life has simplified to a certain extent, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in every way that I needed it to, for me to be able to focus on the other endeavors that it is that I do, mostly cake doubles, which is my baking business. And it's my longest standing business. I've been doing it since 2011. It has been off and on, but even with that, I noticed that, towards the end of my stay in Houston, it was extremely hard to be able to get the consistency that I needed. And in Houston, I baked way more than I've been able to bake so far in Tulsa. Tulsa, be on the lookout. It's coming. Cake doubles. I promise. You will love it. You are going to start seeing me around the city at various events, farmers markets, festivals. I may even sign up to be at the bridal shows to be able to show y'all what it is that I offer. That's me speaking it into existence now. Yes. But I felt like I had to fight against so many unknown things in order for the business to be successful. And like I said, I've been doing it, as a hobby. It started as a hobby in 2011 and we're in 2022. Now that I am here, I've been able to be exposed to so many different opportunities. And I haven't even linked into the fact that, hold on, I got to check and see what time it is. Make sure I'm not going to be late for work. Yeah, okay, I'm good. I've been exposed to so many different opportunities being back in my hometown, being back where it started, that things come easier. I just now need to get out there and tell the people, hey, like, remember me? That little girl from Holy Family, that little girl from St. Monica's Catholic Church by way of St. Augustine too. The girl who went to Booker T. Y'all remember all of that. And I'm telling all my business right now. But anyways, I am that woman. Like, behold. No, I'm playing. But look and see who I've grown to be. Look and see the things that I have come to love and do, because I love to bake. Like, being able to give somebody something that they once thought was lost. I just had an order the other day. It was for a raisin pie. And I'm telling y'all this story in real life. So the first part happened a week ago. Second part happened this morning. So first part is, I had a client and her great uncle's birthday was coming up. It was last weekend. And her aunt was like, she wanted his favorite pie is a raisin pie. I know what you're thinking, raisin pie, suspect. But it's very simple. It's just cinnamon raisins. But anyways, so they had went to or called several different local bakeries to see if they could get this order fulfilled. The bakeries like, oh, well, we don't do that. And some of them are, well-known bakeries for Tulsa. So my client, it's actually my manager, she was like, she told her aunt, she was like, well, then I don't know. And then she was like, well, wait, I may know someone. And she was thinking of me. So she asked me if I could make it. If we have a moment of honesty in this video, I had never heard of it. I had never heard of raisin pie. So I told her I would. This is my season of yes. There's some way of being able to make this pie and make it good. And everything that I do, I put love in it, so it is gonna taste bomb anyways. So I found a couple different recipes. I started doing my research. I got my ingredients together. I got to baking, and I made the pie. And if I do say so myself, because I do say so myself, it was a very pretty pie. It looked nice. It had a golden brown crust, and the ingredients, like I said, are very super simple. I think it's maybe like 6 ingredients total. So that's a very simple pie. So I bake it, I put it in a box, I gave it to her. And when I came back to work this week, Monday, I asked her, I was like, hey, what they think about the pie? And she said when her uncle saw the pie, he was in shock. He said, is this my pie? She said, yes. She said he grabbed the box and was like, I'm not sharing it with nobody. And nobody, nobody at the party really wanted to take that risk to try it in the first place because it's a raisin pie. But like I said, to be able to give him something in a pie that he once thought was lost, there's no greater feeling for me as the person who was able to do that. So the first part of that story is my client's grandmother was the last one to be able to make the pie for her great uncle. And her grandmother has transitioned from this earth quite some time ago. The second part of that story is I posted the pie in a post on Facebook, because that's what I do. And come to find out, my aunt told me this morning, this is the second part. My aunt told me that my grandfather, his favorite pie was also raisin pie. Like, when I tell you, I can't even describe how that connection is amazing to me, because in me trying to do something for someone else, it unlocked a level of my history that I didn't even know. Like, how cool is that? But all that to say, like, when you are in the world, when you are intentional about the things that you want to do, when you open yourself up to the experiences that you're meant to have or that you're going to have, Murphy's Law says anything that's going to happen will happen. When you lose the control of control, because that's what I used to have as well. I used to be the type of person, I had to be in charge or in the forefront of so many things, so many decisions, so many routines, formulations, all that stuff, that's the person that I grew to be. That's not the person that I chose to be. That's the person that I grew to be. So I became an alpha female by circumstance, right? So I don't take no mess. I'm at a point where I just say stuff unapologetically. And when I say unapologetically, I mean it's a means to just let people know how I'm feeling. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be cruel. I'm not trying to be any of that. And since that is not my intention, that is not how it comes off. And if anybody feels that it has, well, you just got to let me know. I can't assume. But I needed to choose my own choices. And that's really what this video is about. It's choosing your own choices. In all of my life, I've always chosen to be for everyone else, the confidant, the daughter, the mother, the friend, the wife, the sounding board, the punching bag, the good time for a temporary time, like the relationship that's really a situationship, the relationship that's not a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could continue to go on, but I've been that person for the majority of my life. I came out here last year, 37 years. I came right before my birthday, so 36 years. It took 36 going into 37 years for me to finally get to a point to where I stood up and I said, you know what? Above all else, not the Lord, because I'm not crazy. Excuse me. Above all else, I choose me. Whatever that looks like, whatever is needed, however that needs to happen, I chose me. I looked into relocation programs. I found my apartment on apartments.com. Did everything pretty much sight unseen. The ladies were very nice. They sent me what they could. They sent me like pictures. They sent me video. In the apartment that they sent me, it was not fully done, and they were not supposed to do that, but they did it for me, and I appreciate that. The job that I now have, I am loving it. Good things are still coming because the property itself is in an upward swing. We're making some transitions and some renovations, and I'm honored to be a part of that. The team that I work with, oh my God, like you would just have to be a fly on the wall one time to see how we get down. We're like Kool in the Gang, you know what I'm saying? Like we're working on our cohesion. We're working on people, all of us really being able to kind of settle into our own lanes, and then we merge together when we need to on certain projects or certain tasks. But to be a part of that and to have a hand in that, I couldn't ask for anything more. The vision that it is that I continuously ask for, it's coming. By the end of this year, I am proud to say that I will be pretty much completely debt free with the exception of my car note and student loans. And once that happens, a year and a half after that, I will be done with paying off my car. And I'm supposed to, at this point, have 4 years left to pay off my car. And I am going to do it in 2.5 years. I am not going to be in this apartment, this amazing apartment, forever, living here. I'm working on getting everything together to be able to get a house, figure that out. I want a barn dominium. I have the vision for all of that. I'm just waiting for things to continue to shake loose and to develop for those things to happen. I am praying each and every day that my daughter, my beautiful baby girl, makes the decision, Mommy, I'm ready to come live with you, because baby, I'm ready for you to come live with me too. And I just continue to pray for those things every day. I continue to pray for the renewal in me. I continue to pray for the transformation in me. I continue to pray that I never lose sight of two things as it pertains to me: the vision of me that I have for myself, because it comes directly from Him, and then the voice that I've been blessed to have, because I know what life is like not utilizing my voice. I'm not going to keep y'all much longer. Please, please, please like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click the bell down at the bottom so you will be able to get notified when I do any new and amazing videos. Let me give you a kind of rundown of the structure of my channel. My channel is Forever Nicole Latrice. That's me. Ain't nothing else that I can be, and that's why I titled it as such. I am multifaceted. I'm a Pisces, so it's just like, at my core, I'm the same, but other people, like I said, energy elevates and changes energy. And energy is in everything that surrounds me, whether it's my baking, whether it's my baby, whether it's my business, all of it. So I have several different categories that you can go in and peruse and see if anything sparks your eye. I have Cake Doubles, which is my baking business. I have my journey, which is videos like this that just tells you about where I am, where I've come from, where it is that I'm going, and how I feel about the things that surround me. Then I have I'm putting up a new one. It's called Talk Shows. So I have like a collective of friends, and we always watch different shows. Sisters on BET, Married at First Sight, 90 Day Fiance. And we like to watch these types of shows because it sparks conversation within us. And when we have those conversations, everything changes. You get more insight. You get a different type of energy than what it was that you were thinking. And when that happens, it elevates where your thought process goes. It elevates your mind. It elevates the way that you think and look and observe the world that surrounds you. Then me and my best friend, we will have a talk series on there called N Squared, where we talk about life, love, business, and boys. That's all I can say. We two grown women, and those things are unavoidable at this point in our lives. But being able to see two Black women, successful Black women, in friendship, in sisterhood, in common shared experiences, I just feel like the world needs to be able to see that. What else do I have? I have Nichols Trading Company, which is a joint venture with me and my brother, and I show where I make candles, some of the thought process behind the conception of our business, and just what doing business with family actually looks like. And then another one that we have is called M&N Foods. M&N Foods is celebrating the joy of family through food. Sunday dinners, the football games, crawfish boils, all of that. Being able to see what family and community look like in real life. I may have a couple other ones that are on there that elude my thought process right now. And I may actually, I don't know. I don't think I'll add any more subcategories, but I'll figure out the right types of videos to put in there. I do release new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, and it will be in one of those categories. So again, make sure you subscribe, you like, you share, and you click the bell at the bottom of this video, or you click, I think it's my logo at the bottom of this video, to be able to go in, send me a comment, let me know how you feel about what it is that I'm doing. Click the notification bell so that you'll always receive new alerts for all updated content. I love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for rocking out with me for this 30 minutes before I go to work, and maybe some of y'all are going to work too. But I love you, and until next time.